Previously on Rivenel.
I got more toys.
Look at all that organic material.
I can't help but sit here and think that I did my absolute best. Allison and I are doing our best, and we're just trying to get everything done. Hello everyone, I'm back, and I'm making the video explaining what happened. For any of you that saw our posts here on YouTube or on Facebook or anything like that about me being in the hospital, I definitely was. It was a situation that we had been keeping track of and thought we had managed, but kind of turned serious. So I just wanted to make a little quick video explaining exactly what happened and what went on. I am here in Allison's office room and it's coming along. We're just getting ready to paint it this weekend, and then we'll start moving furniture in here and getting her space all figured out. So we're super excited about that. But let's back up a little bit to about, I don't know, probably 2 to almost 3 months ago. One thing that you may or may not know about me is I don't have a lot of allergies to things. Not food allergies, not anything. I'm like a human garbage disposal, I eat anything. But also, I'm not allergic to a lot of like outdoor things, but one thing. The one thing that I am allergic to is like a really high allergy, and that is poison ivy. Pretty much all the things, poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac, like all of those things, like I just consider one big pile of poisonous stuff. And here at our house, I actually discovered the not so great way that there is some poison ivy buried in some of the like little tree pockets that are in our yard. I definitely know what it looks like. I've dealt with poison ivy my whole life, and it was one of those deals where when you come into contact with it, you probably came into contact with it earlier and I just wasn't paying attention enough. But then when I noticed it, and you're like, crap, what do I do now? And for me, I have such a high allergy to it. You could be like a county away from me and like blow on a leaf in my general direction and I'm gonna get it. So it was too late. I had it, I got it. It was bad. It went everywhere. At first I was trying to manage it by myself, but then I went in and got some medication. That wasn't effective. So after a week I went back, got stronger medication, and then I was on that for like 2 weeks, and that pretty much like nuked it. But anything like the contact dermatitis, which is poison ivy, and you have to use like steroids, and not like steroids, but like steroidal, like I don't know the medical terms, but like medicine. Well, when you do that, some people don't realize this, but it actually greatly suppresses your immune system. And the reason why that is important is because somewhere in there, I actually got like bit or punctured or something on my side, which caused a bit of a stink. Like initially I noticed something on my side and I wasn't really sure why it was happening, but there wasn't like redness or any bad stuff just yet. But that was because I was immunosuppressed. So what that means is when you get like the big red and inflammation and all of that stuff in your body from, say, an infection, that is actually your body attacking it and trying to deal with, the bad stuff that's in your body. Well, none of that was happening to me, which means the bacteria or like whatever was in there got a really good head start. Because I noticed by the time I was actually going off the medication for the poison ivy, making the poison ivy effectively going away, I got this rip-roaring infection on my side. So basically after a few days, it kept getting worse and worse, and so I went into the doctor. They thought that it was one thing. They thought I would had like an abscess or even like MRSA or something crazy, and so they gave me antibiotics to fight that. So now another week went by of it not getting better, and we went and decided to go to the ER at the University of Michigan here by us, which is a very fantastic hospital regardless of what you think of their sports teams. And it was at that point that we kind of learned how serious my situation had become. The weird thing is it wasn't painful, it wasn't anything, so I didn't really think that it was that serious, and neither did Allison, but she was kind of pushing me to go in because she's definitely the smarter one of the two of us. And they looked at it and drew kind of like circles around it, made sure it wasn't big, and we're talking an infection that on my side was probably like this big. And just for reference of what this big is probably at least like 12 or 14 inches by like 6 or 7 inches, which I realize sounds terrible. But this happened over like a series of a few days from like nothing, like 0 to 60 real quick. So I went in on Saturday morning and I thought like, okay, we'll just like, we had actually a birthday party that we were supposed to go to for a friend and their like 1-year-old daughter, and I had to call them and say, hey, I don't think I'm gonna make it. One like morning, afternoon told us that they're gonna keep me overnight. I was not happy about that. I hadn't stayed overnight in the hospital in like 25 years. So I stayed overnight and I was like, great. I stayed overnight, awesome. Wait for the doctor to come in first thing in the morning and tell me that I'm gonna be on my way. The doctor came in and told me that I am not going to be on my way. Turns out that antibiotics intravenously also take time to come on board, which is also worth mentioning. I was not hooked up to anything. I mean, like, I would have an IV every 8 hours to get my antibiotics, but other than that, I was just straight chilling. I can't really sleep in public places, so I didn't sleep all but maybe 15 minutes the night before, so I was good and ready to go home. Well, they told me that morning that they were already gonna keep me to the afternoon. They gave me an ultrasound of it, it wasn't an abscess or anything like that. It was actually cellulitis, which getting a diagnosis of cellulitis for me was kind of interesting because I'm definitely a little overweight. I could lose a little weight for sure. And I got it from, getting a bite or punctured or something like that kind of let an infection and bacteria in, we assume. So don't really know exactly how I got it. It wasn't responsive, it didn't hurt. I could push on it, I could do everything, which really perplexed them. So actually I talked to even an infectious disease person, all kinds of specialists that came in, and I was very fortunate to have access to and the ability to have this kind of healthcare. But they pretty much told me that I was having an allergic reaction on top of a potential infection, which is why this was kind of funky. We don't know what the allergic reaction was from. I actually have to go to an allergist soon to find out if I am allergic to anything else random that I've never known of. Because remember, I thought I've only been allergic to poison ivy, but that's pretty much what happened. I stayed a whole nother night in an observation unit, and then come Monday afternoon, I finally got released from the hospital. That's when you saw me upload a couple of those pictures, like this one. But definitely was trying to tweet and post on Facebook and post on YouTube to let you guys know, because we've been so regular lately and we definitely want to keep that up. So sorry this was kind of a talky long video, but I figured I couldn't post the next video without addressing this head on. It's gonna be part 2 of kind of my garden and mulching situation. And then we've got some baby videos coming up and other things that are kind of in the hopper, in the pipeline. And I just figured that there were gonna be a ton of comments and people being like, what the heck, if I didn't actually explain all of this. So that's it. Like I said, we've got this room coming together here really soon. Allison has had 2 baby showers in the last kind of month or so. So we got a bunch of stuff from that. Some cool baby video updates coming up. I'm probably gonna shoot another video today even, so you're gonna see it way in the future. So lots of videos coming up. Make sure you hit the like button if you think Allison is the smartest one, so everyone should hit the like button. And yeah, I'm gonna do my best to try to take care of myself, so we can be ready to go for when baby boy shows up. But thanks a lot, everyone. That's gonna do it for today. Be sure to stick around for the preview and the next video so you can see what's coming, and we'll see you in the next one.
Next time on Rivenal.
But we've got a pretty thick layer of compost on here. This really nice, thick mulch. We actually have a 7-hour-long childbirthing class today. It's exciting because it's all happening really fast, and we're doing this.